almost looked like a hockey coach calling out the line, sending guys in and out. I assume you're trying to wear down the Hoyas, or what was the thinking behind that?
No, I think the Hoyas are a top 10 team. Obviously, one of the hottest teams in the country. We just wanted to play hard. We wanted to play with great effort. However many guys we had to use, it didn't matter. I've never watched a hockey game. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. I don't understand what the question was, but we played a lot of guys for sure.
Well,
Played the same number of guys they did.
5 assists today, obviously not indicative of the way you guys want to play offensively. Does that kind of underscore the struggles in the second half for you?
Well, if you don't score baskets, obviously you don't get an assist. And it was the highest number of turnovers we've had, I think, in over a month, and may have been the lowest number of assists for the year. And I don't know that maybe I would have to go back and think through it, but I don't know that there were any more what, as a coach, you would call a bad shot. It was just shots that we typically make that we didn't make.
Did you want to establish your inside game early? Do you typically play that way?
No, that he knows that the big kid that we brought off the bench, he kind of understands what to do when they throw him the ball. You know, he just kind of comes to life. He's like, I dream of Genie, but he's helping us. Both our big guys, I thought, played well today. Their big guys are as good as anybody in our league, so that allowed it to be a game.
Coach, you called a timeout at the end of the first half. What did you like to save that one for at the end of the game?
No, in college basketball, you get 5 timeouts, and if you don't use one by halftime, then you lose it. So the timeout that I called with 2.5 seconds was the first timeout of the half, and so I had to use it, otherwise I would have lost it, and we would have entered the second half with only 4.
Starting Jimmy Vander ahead of Jimmy again, was that based on practice this week, or?
Just, that's what we did the last game, and we won, and you're superstitious, and I knew that's what you'd want to ask after the game, so we just stayed with it.
Another tough loss on the road, though, obviously. Are you getting to the point where you might start juggling the lineup a little bit more? Are you looking for different things and ways to kind of shake the funk, or?
No, I thought we played as hard as we've played all year long. I thought we played with great energy. I thought we had great fight. I'm not sure what it was when Devontae went to the free throw line. He was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. I think it was a 2-point game. And then the immediate possession thereafter, I subbed Chris in for Devontae. Chris was behind the post. They threw it to the post, dribble, and 1. And then the next 6 possessions, we turned it over 2 times. That led to transition baskets. They scored 8 transition baskets for the day, which was really good for us. But the other 4 possessions, we didn't make a shot, and it was in that segment, whatever the timing on that would be, where it went from a 1-possession game to a 3 or 4 possession game.
You had also in the first half, it looked as if you had a big swath of momentum. Darius hits a 3, and you're up by 8, and they tee him for the gesture, and they turned that into a 5-point play. That was a huge momentum shift.
Yeah, that was, they went on a 5-0 run then,
right.
And then I think right there towards the end of the half, I don't know the timing either, I think we were up 9. We had recovered from that 5-0 run. We were up 9, and they went on another 5-0 run, I think.
Were you surprised to see Darius get teed up?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
It was that crew is as good a crew as there is, but that same official that called the technical is the same official that called the over and back when nobody had possession. It was the same official that gave me the warning that I didn't know was a warning for being out of the box. But in defense of that official, all 3 of those are the right call. It was our possession in the front court. It was our possession in our side of the floor. The defense tips it, but never had possession. We tip it. We never got possession. So then it goes back to who had possession last, which was us. So, and I was out of the box because I don't know where the box is. So he's right.
Were you surprised to see Austin Freeman come back in the game, and were you surprised he was able to be effective?
What happened to him?
It looked like Crowder fell on him when there was a scramble for the ball underneath your hoop.
They're as good as anybody in the country, and he was preseason player of the year. I think he's everything that college basketball should be about. So I want him to play as much as Coach Thompson wants him to play. I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Johnson Odom was silent for much of the second half. He did come around. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. missed shots. I mean, if he would have made shots, we would have said that he was around in the second half. He was making shots in the first half, so that's what I would say.
Coach, their defense is, Georgetown's defense has really been picked up over the last few games. And they helped you guys today. They're at 40%. Not so great numbers at the three-point line. What were they doing today that was so effective against your team?
Well, I thought they were really good. We held them to 42.6. I think they were first in the country in field goal percentage defense. Field goal percentage entering today. We were third in the country in field goal percentage. We were 15th in our league in Big East play in field goal percentage defense at 48%. And I think they're, you know what they are in field goal percentage defense in league play?
Sort of the middle.
I don't know. But that's about their numbers. You know what I mean? Their defense, that's about what they are. Our defense mathematically was a little better than it normally is. But we're pretty bad.
Coach, coming off this loss and heading forward now, 500 in the conference, 15-10 overall, as you look forward to trying to get where you want to be at the end of the year, the end of the tournament, what's your feeling basically on where you're at?
You got to win. You got to win. We've lost 10 games. I think our average margin of defeat is 4.4 points per game. That's a hard life to live, personally and professionally. We haven't lost, in the last 2 years, we've lost one double-digit game, which was to Georgetown in the Big East tournament. And we've won a lot of single or double-digit games as well, but you have to win in order to be a part of any discussion. You know, there's entering today, I think there were 6 teams with 5 losses, and Cincinnati lost, so they have 6. We lost, so we have 6. So if you remove Pitt and you remove Notre Dame, you remove South Florida, DePaul, Providence, Seton Hall, so that's 6. So the other 10 teams are all, I believe, within 1 or 1.5 games of those 10 teams. So
That being said, does your message to the team change at all at this point in the season?
no, play hard, be the toughest team, win. I was really pleased with our effort, really pleased.
My apologies for the hockey reference, but I guess.
That's okay, go ahead.
But
They had, the Capitals played yesterday when we were practicing, I saw that. They're red and white.
They didn't play well either.
They play in the NHL. Who's their coach?
Well, let me ask you we'll get to that later. I want to ask you what I was trying to get at, I know you use a lot of guys, but you were putting in 3-4 guys sometimes at every whistle, and that's, I think it goes above and beyond what you normally do, and I guess what were you hoping to get out of that?
Well, we play 8 guys, double-figure minutes. We play a 9th guy, single-digit minutes. That 9th guy is Devontae Gardner. Devontae was playing really well, so he got to play double-digit minutes today. So maybe the pattern of the substitution was different than the previous 11 games of Big East play. The only thing that was different was Jamel Jones, I think, played 2 minutes. So he was our 10th guy at 2 minutes. Joseph Fultz typically plays more than 2 minutes. The reason he didn't was because Devontae Gardner was playing so well. So maybe it's obscure in what we were doing, but play till you're exhausted and then come have a seat, and somebody else will be exhausted by the time you get a drink. So.
That it?
Could you talk about Kaduga's return from injury and the battle?
He's been great. He weighed 215 pounds last year when we played Georgetown. He weighs 191 today. It was a race for a long time in regards to who could get the skinniest, me or him. And he's won. And so I love him. I think as a sophomore, considering what he's been through since he's been on campus, I think he's got great resolve as a kid, and he's a really good run your team, I'll make players better, and I think he's got a really bright future. I mean, that's, Junior's a sophomore, Chris Otule's a sophomore, Devontae Gardner's a sophomore. I like those guys and how they're growing.
Thanks.